why does a Republican run on what is generally considered to be a good platform, popular with the people? Hey, these are all the things that we're going to do, whether it's deficit, whether it's social issues or whatever. And then they go to D.C. and they come back to their constituents with a list of excuses as to why it just can't be done. We've all scratched our heads. Some people have thought that, it's because once they get to D.C., every lobbyist they meet is telling them to do the opposite of what they promised, and that just takes somebody with a lot of moral courage to be able to stand up. And but the idea of blackmail goes a lot further to answer, I think, this question. Like, why do they come back to us with excuses as to why they're not going to vote the way we send them there to vote? And so I think that's also at the heart of this. The idea that the real currency in Washington, D.C. is blackmail. And there's a lot of powerful people. If that blackmail somehow goes away because people are outed and have to answer for what they've done, then we actually might get a government that is closer to the people and actually reflects the will of the people. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you're asking the right question. And Katie mentioned all the money that's involved, but is there blackmail? And listen, where there is smoke, there's a fire. And there's is the money part of the explanation? Of course it is. There was a congressman from the western part of North Carolina, the young man in a wheelchair, Madison Cawthorn, who was saying this very thing. They bring you in, and they have all these. He was saying sex parties, drug parties, and then they threaten you. And of course, he was primaried out, and he was defeated, and is no longer in the Congress. But where there is smoke, there's fire. Now, I haven't seen it myself, but I can tell you that something simply doesn't add up, and it doesn't make sense. I do believe, you wonder what happened to Andrew Breitbart. Here today, gone tomorrow. What happened to Justice Scalia? And there was an autopsy there. Here today, gone tomorrow. I don't have the answers. Nobody believes that JFK was assassinated by a lone gunman, not even Bobby Kennedy. He says the CIA took his uncle out. So I don't know all the answers, but you're asking the right questions. And when we have what appears to be a cover-up for what appears to be a major international criminal syndicate involving Epstein, it only raises suspicions even more. And so we've got to get to the bottom of it. And we have to, the people, the American people, MAGA especially, and the American people want to see an end to this two-tiered system of justice. Everybody knows the prosecutions against President Trump were a bunch of bunk. They know the prosecutions against General Flynn was a bunch of bunk. Steve Bannon was only prosecuted because of his association with Trump. This has to change. And if, as Katie was pointing out, if we don't see some prosecutions against some of these rogue prosecutors and these deep state actors, if we don't see those now, once President Trump's out of office, and if the Democrats somehow do ever take control again, if you think it was bad before, it's going to be off the charts bad the next time. So we've got to put pressure on these communist actors, basically, who've bastardized the Constitution with this two-tiered system of justice that we've seen. And the Epstein situation is just the tip of the spear here. We've got to take action. We've got to take action sooner rather than later and make them pay.